Good morning, everybody, and there's going to be a little background noise today. Just got the windows open in the truck here. I'm waiting for a client to come and do a training session. And I got here early. I'm actually going to read a little bit when I get done with this post. But why do you need to do that thing? It's more specifically like it. We assume the results, and so we're a lot of times we don't even attempt something because we just assume this is the way it's going to go, and it's not going to go in my favor, or it's going to be a negative thing, and so I'm just not even going to try because I don't want to go through with that. Well, most of you know if you know me, you know that I'm a track guy, and the World Championships is going on right now in Oregon. And in watching the two races that ended last night's session, the men's 1500 and the men's 400 meter hurdles, going into it, they were clear favorite in both races, and all the talk was about the favorite, and neither favorite won, and that's why you win the race. And the Kenyans, in fact, in the 1500 have never not medaled in the World Championships since they've been going on, and they didn't get a medal, which is very surprising. And then in the 400 meter hurdles, the guy who was actually third ranked in the world, third in the Olympics last year, but has not lost this year, got out there. They started the race. The announcer said, watch Wilhelm and watch Benjamin, and this is going to be a great race. And Benjamin got second, but Dos Santos won, and he was ranked third going in, but he was undefeated all year. And so a lot of times, and he ran the race because he was confident in himself, right? Like, and those guys that get out there, they run because they're confident in themselves, and they're like, I can do this, I can win. But a lot of times we look at it from the outside going, oh, it's a given. This person's going to win. It's a given. It's done. It's over with. And in the 200 even, Fred Curley pulled up hurt, right? You never know when somebody's going to not perform to their best. But a lot of times we give up. We give up and don't even try because we assume we're not going to be as good as the other person. Whether it's in an athletic endeavor, which is very easy to make that correlation, or if it's in your work, or if it's in relationships. How many times, and like, thankfully I've been married for 22 years, and I don't have any issues or anything, but in your dating life, how many times did you not ask somebody out because you just assumed I'm not good enough for what they are, or what they're looking for, or their level, or they're too good for me, right? Like how many times do we set ourselves up like that? We do the same thing in careers. I'm not going to apply for that job because I don't think I'm qualified for it, or I don't think I'm going to be good at it, or I don't think, or all these things. But if we stop thinking that part of it and say, I'm prepared, I would like to do that. I know that I know how to do some of those things. I might not know how to do all of them, but you know what? As a former manager and as a boss, as an owner of a company, I want somebody that's enthusiastic. I want somebody that wants to learn, because I can teach you how to do the rest of the stuff, right? Like, that doesn't work in every aspect of every business, of course. Like, you don't want a doctor that's just coming in and going like, hey, oh, well, I like the human body. Can I learn? And you're going to teach them everything. They got to go to med school. There's certain jobs like that, but you can still find the specialities in those fields as well, to where it's like, hey, I want to be a specialist in this area. And a lot of times, all it takes is you just saying, I'm gonna go for it. I'm gonna go for it. I'm not gonna assume that those are the things that I can't do. I'm gonna do the thing that's hard. I'm gonna do the thing that I've been putting off. I'm gonna attempt. You may not be successful, sure, you may not, but you have a much better chance of being successful if you try than if you don't. Because if you don't, it's not a given that you failed. It's not. If you don't attempt it, it's not a given that you failed. It's a given that you didn't try. right? Because like you don't know, you may fail, you may not, right? There's a chance you could fail, there's a chance you may not. But if you don't attempt it, it's not a given that you failed, it's a given you didn't attempt. It's a given you didn't try. And there's a difference. And a lot of times we automatically think, because I didn't do the thing, I failed. And that's not the case. You don't know if you failed or not. You just didn't do the thing. You just didn't attempt the thing. You didn't try. And so follow through with the ideas that you have. If you have an idea that you want to do something, go try and do it. Go try and do it. Because if you don't, you're never going to know. Right? Like if I would have listened to the doctor that told me 6 years ago, it was about today, roughly 6 years ago, that told me, dude, you shouldn't run for a year. You need to go to physical therapy. We're going to figure this out. You shouldn't run for a year. 5 months later, 5 months, not a year, 5 months later, I ran a half marathon in an hour and 38 minutes. Granted, yeah, it may have been a tough decision and it may have been a little bit crazy, but I got third in my age group, and I never would have known if I would have been able to push through and do that and accomplish that if I hadn't tried. And I didn't succeed at the level I wanted to. Crazy enough, I didn't succeed at the level I wanted to. I wanted to get first in my age group. But I got 60th overall, and I finished. And I couldn't walk very well because my leg went numb. Because yeah, as the doctor said, yeah, it's probably a little early to try and do that. But if you put your mind to it and try something, if you have the thought to do something, just go do it. Don't put it off anymore. Just go do it. Because then you know what happens? Whether you fail or succeed, it's done. And you move on to the next thing. And you're not sitting there with that clouding up in your head going, I wonder if I should do that, 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 I wonder if I should do that. You don't have to think about it anymore because you did it and you moved on. Right? Like, do it, move on. Whether you succeed or fail or whatever that level is that your judgment is on success is fine. But if you never attempt it, it's always going to sit back there going, I should do that, I should do that, I should do that. And it's just clouding up your decision making. And it's putting stress on you. And it's stress you don't need. Because a lot of times, most of the stuff that we need to do, that we have the thought that we're going to do, and we're going to like, I should do this or that thing, or I should attempt this or I should attempt that. A lot of times, it's really quick. Like, there are things that we can get done fairly quickly in the grand scheme of how long our lives are. Most of them we get done very quickly. But when we don't do them immediately, we don't do them when we have the thought to do them, we spend way too much time just like it's just burrowing in our head, just burrowing a spot that doesn't need to be there and taking up space. And so, like when I teach, the person I'm about to teach is a soccer player, right? So one of the things I teach is like, hey, when you make a decision to kick the ball, kick the ball. Don't stutter step going into it. Don't let it. It's like, it's a clear decision. Make a decision, kick the ball. Like, if it goes in the right direction, great. If it doesn't, well, then we need to practice that. But make a decision and kick the ball. Don't just sit there and go like, I don't know what I'm supposed to do. I don't know what I'm supposed to do. Because the more you do that, the more the competition's going to come around you and surround you. So if you've got the ball, make a kick. Just kick it. It may go where you want it to. It may not. But if you don't kick it, it ain't going anywhere. So do the thing that you've been putting off. That's basically what I wanted to say today.